Hey. Pick 'em pie, big gun Brian Petrie, giving out the lot. One is mortal, you know it won't miss. Going and take a shot. Dog lock, that's the underdog. Yeah, they in the hunt. Send them home, that's KO or submission. Yeah, somebody done. Slime ball, yeah, that's the parlay. We gon' make it known. Pick 'em pie from MMA tapes. Yeah, let's get it going.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We got a big one, boys. We got a big one. Is Tatum Temple in the chat, whatever the over is. We've already had Skyden. I showed it earlier. Over under half tech issues before the start. We already had one. Had a re-enter studio new program. It looks pretty good though, but we here. Tatum Temple, yeah, you got to hammer the over. Rube Baker here. This guy's a fucking gentleman. And then Evan, yeah. Dirtworm. I love the name Dirtworm. Let's go, baby. And we got Michael McDermott, Bo Nickel, baby. Bo Nickel is it. Mike Sloman, he's always here. We got Mike Sloman in the chat. Can you guys see the chat, Timbo, Christian?
Yep.
Yeah, I see it on the side. Okay.
Yeah, just
good,
fine.
good. What's up, family? What's up? All right, listen. Yeah, he's looking. Yeah, champ. Timbo's the champ for the people. You know, we haven't done it in a month. Timbo wiped the floor with us. Christian was a close second.
I did. I picked a good card.
Timbo picked just a really great card. I picked a dog shit card. I came in dead last. Timbo, I mean, there was a minute when I was keeping score. I'm like, oh, Christian. I mean, I was out of it after the fourth fight, but Christian and Timbo had a nice little neck and neck. But yeah, Timbo obviously took away with it. But I feel like the big dog's getting the strap this week. You know, this card. There's some people think there's some mismatches. We've had some falling outs. We got a lot of newcomers. You got to keep Jack Della Milena in there. He flew all the way across the country. Got to keep Bo Nickel in there. Bo knows, right? So we got some wide lines. You got to make the best of it. But the main card stacked. Robert Whittaker, Justice du Plessis is a banger of a fight. Obviously, I mean, just the main card. We'll obviously go through all of it. What I want to tell you, boys, is I sent you the video. I posted on social media. Your boy's trying to get back into boxing shape, right? I get invited all the time to local gyms. Like, oh, you're on the Anarchy Florian. Why don't you come to this gym or whatever? And since I posted the boxing video, it's been like 6 a day. Dude, come spar here. Like, I feel like there's a bounty on my head, right? So I got to get in better shape, right? Before I go get my head knocked around, with some of these young go-hards. So your boy's doing okay, right? Your boy's doing all right. Money's okay, hitting some gambling stuff. I usually withdraw. So I want to share this with you, what I purchased yesterday. Total impulse buy. I watched one YouTube video on it and I immediately purchased it. So I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. And I'm assuming here we go. Add to the stream. All right. You see the stream here? You see the strike. Yeah, so it is a robot that fights you. Okay. Look, the world's first sparring robot. Look, I don't know if you can see that video good. You put it on the wall and you can program it in these little paddles. You can stroll down here. These little things right here. So this is where I hit, right? And these little paddles with foam things on them, they come swinging at you. You see, is the video playing for you, boys?
Yeah.
So you program it. There's a little touch screen right here, and you go. Yeah, look, boxer versus robot. That's the video I watched, and I bought it immediately after I watched this video. You can literally like spar with it, and I'm like, I need that because it's just me in the garage. You know what I mean? I need this. And it was on sale, pre-order, right? It's a pre-order thing. So it was on sale. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get me one of those, hang it up. Because like I said, I gotta get in shape before I go after these go-hards. Your boy's gonna be 37 in a month. I do want to go knock some heads in the gym. I got a fucking gnat in here. That's gonna drive me nuts. But I had to share that because I mean, what other grown, maybe midlife crisis screams boxing robot? Oh boy. But anyway, I had to share that. What'd you say, bud?
Sounds like they need to sponsor the show.
Hey, Strike, what's up, man? Come sponsor the show. I'll put a bunch of videos of me getting hit in the head with that fucking one of those arms coming out. Yeah, because like the boxer that did it, he's like a silver medalist from England or whatever. He was breaking down the thing. And he's like, I'm going to turn up the 100 speed. And he's sitting there like in the pocket and these things are whacking him in the fucking face. It's pretty good. Let's see what we got. Robo, your boy's fighting kidney stones and floating on some Percocet right now. I think I'm seeing this card with total clarity. Goddamn, Rube Baker. I'm sorry, brother. I've never had kidney stones. I am absolutely terrified of kidney stones. We got AG. Then boys are back with some suave audio. Today's a good day. I like the thank you, Tatum Temple. What you got, Tatum? Hold on, sorry. Sparring robot be fight the AI. Yeah, sparring robot is that's what we need. It's that's what we need. We got what we got here. 37. You like me? I'm 35 and kind of going up my D. That's true. I get carded quite a bit. When I was in Vegas in December, it was I'm standing at a bar and cop or security, whoever he was. I check your ID, bro. Like, dude, I booked a hotel that's 21 and over, and I got to check my ID every 5 seconds. All right. We got a banger of a card. Let's not waste any minutes. I wish we had Trindaddy to update the lines for us, but he's at work, driving home from work. So we miss you, Trend. We miss you, Trindaddy. First fight, Kamela Kirk plus 125 versus Esteban Rivovic. If you guys watched the Yannick and Florian, that was my pronunciation of the week this week, and it's the first time I've actually won it. John gave me the go ahead, so it's Esteban Rivovic. He is a minus 145. First fight of the night, decent little thing. I'll start it off here. I'm going to go Esteban Rivovic, right? He's 0-1 in the UFC. I realized that he debuted against a tough guy, looked good. Argentinian guys, unless your name's Ponzinibbio, you don't really do all that well in the UFC. It's a very limited, quality of fighters down in Argentina where you make your bones, whatever. This kid seems pretty good. My only problem is Kamela Kirk is a good grappler. He doesn't have the best resume, doesn't have the best record, hasn't looked good in the UFC, but he can take you down and smother you. I don't know enough about Esteban Rivovic to know if he has like killer grappler, killer defense off his back or killer takedown defense or what. He's a banger. He likes to throw. Most Argentinian fighters are. So give me Esteban Rivovic at the small minus 145 number. I don't trust Kamela Kirk's cardio. I don't trust him on the feet. I like Esteban here. We'll go with the champ daddy with your Braves hat on. What we got, bud? First fight of the night.
Kind of just want to side with you. You said the Jawaian is the favorite here.
The
145.
Esteban Rivovic is the favorite. Kamela Kirk is plus 125.
Jesus, I got to take it down. I take it down 11 times in his last fight. That's a caution of the win for me. So give me the Jawaian here. I'll switch it up here. His grappling.
Timbo says,
Tatum coming through.
Timbo says, fuck you and your picks. I'll cover the lines today. Tatum's the best. By the way, Tatum offered, because she's a sweetheart and she's a G, offered she covers all my bet MMA tips. She places all my she just does my picks, like every pick I make. So it's not typically every bet I make, but I do want to see if I end up on the plus at the end of the year with all my picks. She offered to put those in for you boys as well. So if you guys want to contact her, follow her on Instagram, hit her up. I'll share if you guys don't follow her already. Kirk 1.25 over 2.5. All right, so you're going Kamela Kirk, which I like that play. I was a little stuck on this. I'm obviously going Rivovic. Cool Hat Christian, what we got, bub?
Yeah, I was really impressed with Rivovic in his debut. I've never been impressed with Kamela Kirk, so just looking at it like that, I was already leaning Rivovic. Look, he did get taken down a bunch, but he got up every single time. His cardio was excellent in that. He could take a beating. He could also hand out a beating. He's got better power. Sure, if he gets taken down, I'm almost sure he's going to get it because I don't think Kirk really holds anybody down well. He's got questionable gas, so if Rivovic keeps that pace on him, Kirk's output also stinks, and he's got no gas, so it's ain't got no gas.
Ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah, I think Rivovic is a steal kind of at this. I don't know I didn't check to see what it opened at, but at 140, he's like, that's a bet for me. Tatum, I'll be betting that one.
There you go, Tatum. Tatum, you're already covering the lines for us. Make sure you track everyone's fucking bets. No, don't do that, Tatum. So we got Christian going with Esteban Rivovic. My boy Billy B's in the chat here. Damn, the hair's on point, bro. I think he's talking about me because I'm the only one without a hat. He could be talking about Christian and Timbo's facial hair, which is also very on point. Patrick France says, hammer the shit out of the under 2.5. That's a sharp guy right there. Might look into that. French fried taters for Evan there. Kirk round 1 or Rubik's decision. Wow, Kirk round 1. Skynet's a sharp too. That's interesting. I saw this by Rue Baker. Give me the all Australia New Zealand parlay. I think it's 1,400-ish. I kind of like that because they usually show up, and I know it's in Vegas, but that means you gotta add Shannon Ross, and that guy stinks. Speaking about Shannon Ross, he's next. Shannon Ross plus 120 versus Jesus Aguilar minus 140. Timbo, this is just an absolute chicken salad shit fight here. Just give us a quick who you got, who you don't got, who's dog shit. Let's go.
I gotta go with the dog here, Shannon Ross, and I'll be honest with you, it's only because he's the dog. Small dogs are barking out here, little chihuahuas, little dachshunds running around. So, yeah, give me Shannon Ross here.
God damn it, Timbo opening the card, back-to-back dogs, right? They're barking for him. And man, so Ross plus 125, Aguilar. So the lines are pretty even from or pretty much the same when I got them. The over/under is something I'm interested in. I usually don't play over/unders a ton. I don't really talk about them on the podcast that much because it's just something I don't play generally. But over 2.5 plus 120, that's interesting to me because I think Aguilar is a grappler / submission artist. Ross is more of a banger. Ross gets finished, like nobody's business. Aguilar can strike a little bit, but he's not great on the feet, in my opinion. I can see this being a grappling fest. Ross trying to stop the takedowns, piece him up on the feet, win a decision. I see Aguilar maybe clipping Ross on the feet and then getting a down club and sub situation, but I really see this going to a decision if I had to pull the gun on it. So over 2.5 is interesting, plus money gets the blood pumping. So I'm going to go Jesus Aguilar, but I really like, that's just my pick. But I like over 2.5 as well, plus 120. CC, what's your pick, babe?
Man, I went scorched earth on Shannon Ross last time. I almost felt bad. Like, I know he is a mechanic, but I mean, this guy's more of a mechanic than a fighter. He is an absolute punching bag. This guy is terrible. He is one of the worst fighters, if not the worst fighter in the UFC. I know Aguilar's a grappler, but I think if this Shannon Ross just gets popped in the nose, he's going to fall down. I don't know how many times he's been knocked down. He gets hit 9 times per minute. He is a punching bag. And so I think all Aguilar has to do is touch him. And he'll be on top of him. He'll get his back. I know Shannon Ross is bigger. Aguilar's like atom weight size, but I will never pick Shannon Ross ever.
Yeah, Aguilar's listed at when guys are listed at 5'4", that usually means they're 5'3", 5'2". I mean, 5'4" is like, hey, I'm 5'4". Give me my credit. Not a little shorter than that. Okay. I love the breakdown. I'm on Aguilar as well. I'm not high on Aguilar, but that's how low I am on Shannon Ross. And what it sounds like from you, Christian, is Shannon Ross would lose to the boxing robot that I bought, right? I feel like you saying he would get knocked out by the boxing robot. Is that correct?
He would get knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were saying, okay? I can't wait to post videos of me boxing a robot. It's just going to up my Instagram and Twitter game like nobody's business. All right, next up, you got Cameron Simon, minus 540. Steep price against Terrence Mitchell, plus 390. Terrence Mitchell, if you boys don't know, we got an Alaskan fighter here. He's from Alaska. You know what that is. Lines are staying the same according to Temple. Guys fought nobody, right? He was on the Ultimate Fighter. He came in on that season where everyone was champions and all that shit and got absolutely torched by Kai Kara-France. He was like Kai Kara-France's like first knockout, ever, because he went for years without knocking anybody out. But his nickname is Don't Blink, which is actually funny. Long, rangy kid, took a couple years off, came back. He's won some fights, but again, he's winning fights in Alaska. Cameron Simon, the South African kid. A lot of people are high on him. And I saw him fight live. I think he's okay. I think he's got a lot to work on. I think with Mitchell's long, he strikes, but Simon is hittable. I'm not loading up on Simon. I see a lot of people loading up on him, putting him in a parlay piece, because Mitchell, the only UFC that we've seen him in was the Ultimate Fighter where he got starched, right? And he kind of talked a little shit beforehand. I'm going Simon. I'm not going to go crazy and pick Mitchell. I do think there is some small value on Mitchell. I just can't bet Alaskan fighters and fighters that have fought absolutely nobody. Simon's a young kid that can kind of win everywhere. But give me Cameron Simon here. Minus 540 is just so steep for me. I'm not putting him in a parlay. I'm going to maybe chase a prop over 1.5 plus 140. I think it could go that. It could go under. I'm looking at Simon maybe to win by TKO or some kind of submission. But give me Simon. Christian, what do you like, bub?
Yeah, man. I lived in Alaska for 5 years, and I was probably ranked in the top 10 of lightweights, and I was 2-4 in bar fights, not even regular fights, and that took me to the top 10.
2-4, bro. 2-4.
Trying to get up to 3-4.
That's got to be a clip. Hold on, what time we got? I got to write that down. So I got to send that as a clip. That was very funny. Now I got to edit this out that I just made it. That's God damn it. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah. So, but I went and watched like the regional stuff up there. It's fun to watch, but it's low level. I mean, 15-2 up there means absolutely nothing. Right. So I didn't even look into it. I just saw he was from AFC. But Simon looks like a good prospect. I'm sure he'll accrue at least 3 or 4 kick to the ball fouls because it seems to be his primary move. So I expect that to happen. I'm definitely going to bet the point to be taken bet. I'll have to look and see what the odds are on that. But yeah, that's my read on Simon will win. I'm going to bet that there's a point taken in this fight.
Like it. Thinking outside the box. You're the guy that at roulette you play the green squares. You know what I mean? You're going outside the box. I do
like to split in between 0 and 00 sometimes.
Love it. That's like the only game I know how to play in Vegas is roulette. And last time I win, I'm like, okay, I have $100 for table games. That lasted less than 100 seconds. So what are you gonna do? Timbo, what we got, babe?
We got that over 1.5 rounds at plus 140.
You like that?
Big fan of that. Mitchell's got a few things going for him here. One, he could be my cousin. So that's one thing. He's definitely strong. He's definitely tough. If that
Mitchells are tough. Mitchells are tough.
2, being from Alaska, he's weathered. He's used to fucking tough environments. He's gonna last over 7.5 minutes. So that's the other thing. Yeah. So these are important factors to consider. But with all that said, I'm taking Simon. Probably have him as a parlay piece. Not too confident, but I don't know enough about Mitchell other than he's extremely tough and weathered from the Alaskan cold and his family heritage.
I would thrive in Alaska because I hate the heat. I want the cold, right? And but what they do in Alaska though is I heard it's just everyone just drinks. And I'm not a drinker, so I don't know if I'd fit in. And I don't know what the women look like in Alaska either. I mean, I'm married.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
I don't know what the women look like. The best fighter to come from Alaska is Jared Cannonier. And homeboy wins like, I'm moving to Arizona. I'm going to go from the coldest place to one of the fucking hottest places. So yeah, but that's how I feel about Alaska. Next fight I'm excited about. Vitor Petrino, minus 285 versus Machine Prachio, plus 240-ish. We got a long here. Tatum Temple B. He doesn't joke about picking last. I'll bet him with tips in his notes from 5 years ago. It says mustache equals superpowers and don't bet on Alaskan fighters. That is true. That is very true. If you grew a mustache for a fight, a la Vince Pichel back in the day when he won his run, you're gonna win some fucking fights. That's the only thing. The only thing to do is drinking Alaska. That's right. The only thing to do. The only thing I know about Alaska is Mystery Alaska, that movie where they played hockey in a pond. It was like a huge deal. That was awesome. And some parts of Alaska are like light 6 months out of the year and they're dark 6 months out of the year. Is that right, Christian?
The farther north you go, the more extreme it gets like that. In Anchorage, it's like the sun sets in the summer at like 1 a.m.
Real quick, Hold on, Skynet. I think Tanner Boser is Canadian, but I could be wrong. He might have been born in Alaska. But
He is Canadian.
is he Canadian? Yeah. Petrino minus 225, so he's came down. Practical plus 190, over 1.5, plus 110, under 140. I'm going to lead the dance here because real quick, I gave this pick out as an extra pick on the Anakin Florian, spoiler alert. And Petrino, Vitor Petrino is a guy that is just, I'm straight as an arrow, but man, well, maybe I'm not straight as an arrow. He is just good to look at with his shirt off. This dude is jacked, and he's a knockout artist. His last fight, he decided to grapple a little bit. Wasn't the most overwhelming performance, but he did what he had to do. He had to take what they were giving him. I like this kid a lot. I think he's special. I think Prachio, he started UFC rough. He kind of fell into a groove there. He likes to keep his distance. He likes to kick. His takedown offense is okay, but when he gets to the ground, he's absolute dog shit. Petrino here, big kid, can do it all. I think he can knock out Prachio. That was almost my green hammer, but I'm taking Petrino here. Slime ball cannon number 1. Vitor Petrino minus 225, which is good because when I picked him on the Anakin Florian, he was minus 285. So numbers coming down. So with the minute someone saw me extra pick him, they're betting running and betting Prachio. So I'm switching lines the other way. People are like, fade this fucking guy. But give me Vitor. I'm actually quite confident in this fight. I like this. I like this a lot. And Skynet, when I referred to Tanner Boser as from Canadian, Skynet responded same place.
Yeah, I knew what he meant.
So Timbo, what do you like in this fight here? You're gonna go again. You've been going against me a lot. Champ knows his shit. So tell me what you got.
I mean, Prachio had the unfortunate, pleasure of fighting William Knight, or really fighting himself in his last fight. So really felt bad for him for that, but a win is a win. I want to pick your boys here on this. So did he outstrike Khalil Roundtree? Because I'm showing no takedowns in that fight. So did he just outpoint Khalil Roundtree a few years ago?
Yeah, I can tell you right now. Yeah, so he went 102 landed strikes to Khalil Roundtree's 49. So it was a distance game. He played the distance and just threw kicks. And I remember I loaded up on Roundtree and was very upset about that.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Yeah.
I likely did as well because I respect the hell out of Khalil Roundtree and think he's a really good striker. So I'm surprised to see that this dog outstruck him. But, I think Vitor can take the takedown routes here. And I'm taking wrestler over striker every day. So give me Vitor here.
Vitor. And when there's a Brazilian named Vitor, it's hard to look past him. Vitor Belfort is just a fucking legend. Mike Sloman says Vitor by round 2 KO. I've been liking playing round KOs. I've only hit 1 or 2 so far since I've been doing it out of like 15. So it's not a great track record. But when you predict the round and finish, you sit a little straighter. You know what I mean? You walk outside the door and you're just a little more proud of yourself, Christian, who you got in this fight? You got the dog, Prachio, you got Vitor Petrino.
Speaking real quick of those round 2s, I had Benoit Saint-Denis. My mom actually put me on that last week.
Hey.
That actually killed me that he finished that like with a couple seconds to go.
I know. He looked great.
Anyways, but as for Petrino, because that's who's probably more worth talking about, I took a lot away from that fight against the I'm going to win it.
The pleasure man. The pleasure man.
I took a lot away from that fight against the pleasure man because I thought Petrino I thought he was going to lose the fight, and then went in there and showed he really has a well-rounded game. He's got good cardio, and I didn't think either of those things were going to be possible. I think Prachio is really dependent on kicks, and his chin overall, even not as much lately, has shown to be like a little bit questionable. But Philippe Lins and William Knight, at least Lins at that time and the most recent version of William Knight, have not been knockout artists. So, I mean, I can see him throwing a kick and getting taken down from it. I could see him throwing a kick and getting popped right in the mouth. I think Petrino's kind of got him everywhere. Maybe I'll be surprised, but I think Prachio's going to get Mike Sloman thinks round 2, but I think round 1, I think it'll be pretty early.
So you like Vitor,
yep,
right?
I do.
I love that. And then Skynet put out because this is what I've always talked about pre-UFC Brazilian guys is the records are sketchy. So he's 2-23, 0 and fighters are 0-7 with their records. That's not good. What's up, boys? Let's take up these bookies this weekend. Let's go, bub. Hey, sir. Where's that now? Hold on. What was that?
Wait, is he saying that the fighters? What is the 0-7?
UFC is sketchy. 2-23 fighters. BP Hope Mother's doing. Thank you, brother. Fight Talk only always asks about my mom. She's doing good.
I love Fight Talk.
He's the best, man. She's doing good, brother. Oh, here we go. Kieran's up. What up? Shout up, Kieran. Number one fan. Guy's got a chick now. He's out there doing big things, but he still pops in for us small people. What's up, Kieran? Yeah, so we're on Vitor, which makes me happy. I know he's got the meathead J. Crawl, the meathead Petrino kind of has a bad gas tank. He went 3 last time, though, and I don't think you need a great gas tank to beat Prachio here. I think he's a one-trick pony that can get caught. And Petrino looked good in the Contender Series as well. He's a Contender Series guy, if memory serves. All right, next up we got Edgar Chavez, plus 700 versus Tyra, minus 1050. I think this line's moved. Tatum will put it in the chat. Tyra's my guy. I like this guy. I've mentioned it before. I love just the culture of Japanese martial arts. There's an argument that it started there. You can fight people. Was it Japanese jiu-jitsu first or Brazilian jiu-jitsu? They got that lineage in Pride days and Risen and all these things. And there's not really many good Japanese fighters in the UFC. There's a couple females that are pretty good, but you got Tyra, who's a fucking stud, and Vegas is on top of it because they give him this huge number against Edgar Chavez. Did I pronounce his name wrong? Was that a typo?
Chavez.
Nailed it. Plus 700 for Chavez. I'm going to go Tyra here. This is kind of a blind bet. I'm going to avoid this. Maybe Tyra by sub. I think he's very crafty on the ground. I think he needs to do a little bit more striking on the ground. Sometimes he's positions and he tries to outposition guys and look for submissions. That's fine. But I think this is MMA. You open up some strikes. You land some big power. He's a young guy. I think the submissions will open up more for him. I do not know much about Chavez. I'm blindly taking Tyra here. This is just a simple pick. I'm not going to run to the window to bet 1050. He's not going to be in the slime ball parlay. However, I do like him maybe by submission, some kind of finish. Over under, plus 110, under 1.5, minus 140. So obviously Vegas thinks this is going to go under. It's a huge line. Minus 140 for under is not crazy, but I think I'll play Tyra by submission or any kind of finish before I touch the over-unders. Obviously, I have to look about that. But Christian, I see this fight going here. A couple bangers, a couple good guys. Well, actually, one is good. The other guy's well known.
The only note I put down is line is too wide. I kind of remember the Chavez fight. I think his debut was Clayton Carpenter, and he got a little bit beat up, but he didn't look bad. Obviously Tyra is like he's a phenom. He's subbing everybody right now. I've bet that every time, but I think I'm going to get off that sub wagon. I think I'm actually going to chase the knockout, like a ground and pound. His striking is good. He's just kind of tentative. And obviously Chavez is going to be he's going to be trying to scramble out of whatever back take he gets, but I could see them trying to push the KO a little bit. I don't know what the line is on it. Stupid ads.
Tyra by sub is minus 225 according to Patrick Friend. That's a nice parlay piece. I agree with him. You're chasing knockout. I don't hate that because I think he does listen to me. I think he's a big fan of the podcast, and I think when he gets to the fight to the ground, he's going to open up his strikes and look for maybe
that's kind of, I could see happening, but at plus 500. Maybe I'll just bet the under or something.
Under, yeah.
Just parlay the under 2.5. Yeah, that's what I'll just go parlay the under 2.5.
Edgar got taken down 3 times by Clayton Carpenter, who I think is a good talent, but he's not like a phenom like Tyra. I understand the line. Tyra can go out there and clearly make a mistake. But I think he's just too smooth on the ground, man. I really, really like what I see him on the ground. Timbo, you're going dog hunting all night, right? You're like the duck hunting game, but just with the dogs growing up. What do you like here? You going 700, man? You getting 7 points off this?
No, we're all on Tyra, but it is very funny that before you even said anything, either of you, I had said, well, Tyra's plus 330 by decision. And I'm thinking, okay, well, Kyra is Mexican, so he's very tough. But then he's been submitted twice by way lesser competition. So I'm on a Tyra submission at -225. I like that as a parlay piece as well.
Gorgeous. I'm glad we're all on the same page there. Yeah, I think Tyra's really good, unless he runs into something stupid, but he doesn't really fight stupid. He's, for being a young guy, he does fight pretty smart and consistent. And like Christian said, I think his stand-up is good. He's quick. It takes a long time to get comfortable in the stand-up because obviously he's so good on the ground that, he's putting time stand-up wise, but you got to put extra effort.
Yeah, he needs to fight people instead of robots.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, listen, don't knock fighting robots, man. They'll fucking knock your block off. Trust me. Actually, I don't know yet. We'll find out. Hopefully it ships this month. All right, so we're on Tyra. I kind of saw that coming. Next up, Jimmy the Brute Crude. -120. This line is moving. Start as a pick 'em. Crude went up to -130 as I saw earlier this week. Now he's at -120. He's currently at 130. Tatum Temple's got the lines right here. Crude -130. Menifield +110. Over 2.5 +210. Under 2.5 255. The first fight, if you boys remember, was just an absolute slop fest. Some fans really love fights like that. I find them entertaining. They're not going to make my list of best fights of the year or anything like that. But I do find them entertaining. Crude got knocked down 3 times, almost got knocked out every fucking chance he got. Landed takedowns that saved him. It was a draw, which I thought Menifield won, if I'm being honest with you. Now they're running it back. I'm going to go first just real quick because I already broke this fight on the Anakin Florian. I think Crude is the better fighter. Menifield left Fortis, is now only strictly training with Pat Barry. I believe that's the only person in his corner, which I think Pat Barry's a good mindset, get aggressive kind of guy. But as far as when the fight hits the ground, Menifield has just been using his athleticism. Jimmy Crude was supposed to be the next thing at 205 pounds. Let's not forget. He was taking people down and submitting them with a good Kimura, good chokes. He hasn't been doing that lately. He's actually looked pretty sloppy. Going back to the brawl room days, I'm taking Jimmy Crude. I hate this fight. I'm avoiding this fight. Big pay-per-views, I like to bet pretty much every goddamn fight. I probably will bet this fight because I'm a fucking degenerate. But as of right now on Thursday, I want to stay away from this fight, but I'm going to pick Jimmy Crude. Timbo, what do you got, Ben?
Jimmy Crude's the better fighter, man, but he's just – and I got to be careful because this is a big-time podcast, and he might be listening. But he's just fucking stupid. God damn, man. He did not win that fight in that last fight. No. And I thank God that it drew because I had a bunch of money on fucking Jimmy Crude. Yeah. No disrespect to Alonzo Menifield, but Jimmy Crude's the better fighter here. And just go for takedowns out the gate. Because your chin is fucked up. If you get hit, and Menifield's a big, strong guy, but God, Crude has all the tools to win this decisively. And hopefully he puts it together. I'm going to be betting him. He'll definitely be a parlay piece for me. And one I'm pretty confident in. He just doesn't act stupid. So, give me Crude here.
Yeah, you said it best, Timbo. He has more tools to win. And if he fights smart, keep distance, watch out for the big bolos, go for takedowns, and your top pressure has been proven to be pretty fucking good. But he probably won't do that. He's probably going to go out there and swang and bang, and the chin, he's going to be all over the place. Christian, I feel like you have a strong lean on this. You're kind of shuffling in your chair there. What we got, babe? What we got?
I was hoping you're going to tell your story about Jimmy the Brute Crude when you told all of your friends and everybody that would listen to bet him. It's one of my – you got a lot of good ones, but I love that one.
Jimmy Crude was my graveyard for a while. It was fuck Jimmy Crude for a long time. But you know what? That's on me for betting him. That was on me. I don't blame Jimmy Crude. But his career's kind of turned out like dog shit ever since then. So, you do the math there, Christian. But go ahead, bud.
Yeah, well, he's definitely in my doghouse because I'm just looking back at his record. I picked Modestas Bukauskas to beat him, and then I picked Jimmy Crude to beat Anthony Smith and Jamal Hill and Alonzo Menifield. Correct. And here I find myself again looking at my sheet, and I have this bum circled yet again. Man. So the way Tim says it, it's like he's just better. What is Alonzo Menifield going to learn takedown defense from Pat Barry? I can't imagine so. So that's if he can keep it standing, he should win. Menifield gassed hard in that fight. And then Jimmy Crude gassed hard too.
Mhm.
But I do think Crude has the better cardio. He just needs to land some of those takedowns earlier. That's really it. So I can't believe I'm picking this guy. I'm just out of principle not. I'm just going to actually bet Alonzo Menifield because I am so sick of
you had. That's what I did with Grant Dawson last week and ended up being beneficial to me. I was so tired of picking against him. And I'm like, this guy stinks. He's only got one way to win, blah, blah, blah. But, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to bet him and try to win some money on him. Or if I lose, cool. Because then he lost, right? And he goes out there and wins and looks fucking dominant. What are you going to do?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait till walkouts. And if Alonzo Menifield comes in going, I'm the best.
Like
I'm
Diego Sanchez. If he starts doing
that was Rose. Isn't that
Rose. Oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. Yeah. Diego Sanchez was yes. And he had like my favorite walkout was the cross. He came out with a giant cross with his eyes like this and shit. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, check your head for brain damage because you got it. All right, next up, female fight here. We got Yasmin. Help me with this name here. Is it Yasmin Uriel? Is that how you pronounce her name?
I think it's Yadagi.
Yadagi. That's what it is. Yasmin Yadagi. Minus 410. Big number there, even though I'm a big fan of her, versus Denise Gomes. Plus 310. Denise Gomes. Okay fighter. I think Yasmin obviously got a little bit of hype here. Viva La Mexico is hot right now. Current lines right now from Tatum Temple. Minus 410. Gomes plus 310. Over 2.5 minus 160 looks juicy to me. That's a low number. Timbo, what do you like in this? Fight here, bud? The two females, man. You're not BP. You don't know chicks quite like me, but you know your MMA. So what do you got?
I know that Yadagi is way too big of a favorite, and
okay.
That don't mean I'm not going to pick her, but it's Viva La Mexico. I think they're going to have a big night. Spoiler alert for later on in the card, but I'll have her as a parlay piece. But I think there's a lot of hype, and I think she's going to be fired up. So give me Yadagi. I don't have much breakdown on this one to be honest.
You said Viva La Mexico, or however you said it, way better than I just did. That was pretty slick, bro. That was pretty slick. We got only bet, Skynet only bet live MMA or only live bet female fights. It's a good little tip there, J. Curl. I'm on Gomes decision plus 600. Woo. Christian, what do you got, bub? Usually kind of strive in these situations. So tell me what you got.
I have been fading some, big name women recently, like Maverick, Hebas.
Man, Hebas.
So it's been working out. I mean, I can't remember, but I've been trying to do that more recently. But Yadagi, I wouldn't know if she's on that level of like established or like kind of overhyped just yet. There is a ton of hype behind her. She's a great prospect. Really skilled striker, really fast. Great output. Obviously, the worry in this one is Denise Gomes has a neck tat, a big old neck tat. So that's
gotta watch out for those.
Yeah, something I usually like to bet on. It's definitely an important part of the skill set. Decent power. Obviously, I picked her in her last fight too, and she knocked out another hype train in Bruna Brasil. She is kind of slow though. I don't think she's. Which fight was it? The Emmett. Who did he just fight? He just got his ass beat by him.
Topuria,
yeah. And I kind of see a matchup similar to that. It's most likely going to be at feet, and you're going to have a fighter that's just so much faster versus one that can kind of throw big one-shot power. So I do wish the line was a little bit closer, but like this Jasmine girl's the real deal. She's top 10, so I'm going to pick her again.
Tatum Temple is a very great question. Neck tat equals superpowers. Is that a Christian? Is that one of your systems that you bet? Neck tat superpowers?
Yeah, it's part
only
of this.
Females because Cody Garbrandt's got a pretty big neck tat in.
I hate him. I think you have to look at like that Fight Nerds neck tat is. You gotta have like Roman numerals in there.
Sure.
Or
I love it when people don't have many tattoos and they just got one on their throat. Like that was the first place they decided. I'm not going to get a little one on my wrist. I'm going to get a throat just right away. You know how bad that would hurt. All right, boys. I hate to do it. I hate to do it. The Green Hammer's been hot, been very hot this year. I've been seeing the board well, and I kind of told you at the beginning of the card, I'm taking the easy way out, right? My slime ball parlay is easy, right? That should win slam dunk time, right? This I feel like is easy. There's a lot of spots I like, but I like this. So I like Yadagi. I like Yasmin. I think that's my pick. I think her and Gomes could really steal the show here, at least maybe the prelims. I think this is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Gomes
it's just a banger alert.
Gomes throws a lot. Yasmin needs to get pushed to throw a lot. She's coming off a knockout win. Tons of hype. I think this is going to go to a decision. So I like the over 2.5 at -160. I do like that. I think that's a low number. I think that's easy. That's a mini Green Hammer. But for the big Green Hammer, because I'm feeling myself a little bit, and I like plus money, give me Yasmin Yadagi by decision +110. I think this is going to be a scrap, and I think she's going to squeak out a decision. I think the crowd is going to be in heavy favor of her because a lot of Mexicans are on the card. Yeah, Year's got that dope-ass belt, Brandon Moreno. She's the first Mexican fighting on the night. They're going to go, I believe so. They're going to go, or no, Edgar Chavez is, but they're going to go absolutely nuts for her. She's going to sway the judges in a close fight. I could even see a split decision if you really want to up the ante, but just go Yasmin Yadagi by decision +110. Hammer it, baby. Already played. If you're in the MMA DraftKings group chat, you saw I played that already. That is a play I already made. I already made the slime ball as well. So if you want to hop in there, spoiler alert, slime ball's in there. All right. That's it for me. That's the Green Hammer. And as I was doing my Green Hammer spiel, being an idiot, Trinidaddy's here. Vroom, vroom. I'm in the main car breakdowns, baby. Trinidaddy broke every speed limit there was. That's an Ohio driver for you, baby. We know how to drive. All right, next up, Jack Della, Madal Elena. -950. Woo! Versus Josiah Horrell, I believe how you say his name, +600. Josiah's an Ohio boy. I love me Ohio guys, but he ain't up for it, right? Everyone wants to say, oh, Jack, we want to see Jack fight a wrestler. We want to see Jack fight a wrestler. We're getting a wrestler, a low-level wrestler, a low-level grappler. I know Timbo is a Jack Della skeptic. I'm not going to say hater. I'm going to say skeptic, right? He wants to see this guy fight real competition. Unfortunately, you're not getting it in this one. I think Josiah does have good grappling. He's stout. He's strong. Coming on short notice, so I believe he's a 55er as well, going up to 70. Jack's a pretty big boy at 70. Jack's going to piece him up, probably finish this fight. -950, though, is incredibly high. And +600 for Horrell is I think right. I think I looked up a lot of tape on this guy. Ohio Combat League is what he made a lot of his bones in. His last fight was in the LFA. Again, he's going to try to wrestle. We're going to get some kind of questions on Madal Elena's wrestling, I think, at least in round one, at least the first 2 minutes of round one. But again, this isn't a high-level grappler, so you can only take so much. I'm going to go Jack Della Elena. Obviously, no parlay for me. He's very high, but I think he cruises here. I think you got to play some kind of finish. Christian, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, the line's almost unbettable. Is this the one that Kevin Holland and Chris Curtis both tried to take? And the UFC's
yes.
like, nah, we good.
Yes. Chris was manager.
Like, no, said, no, I'm good.
So what happened
I heard they both were like, like I'm good for it.
So Chris told me he heard Kevin tweeted and said, I'll take it. And I think he had his manager call. His manager called him and said, what do you think? And Chris is like, or I think maybe Chris texted his manager first, and his manager's like, are you sure? Like this guy, you have to do a catch. You have to do a catch weight at probably like 180 or something. And your eyes busted. And Chris is like, dude, this guy has all the hype. Fuck yeah, I want it. So they both, and I think 2 other fighters wanted as well. They sent a list of names of Jack Della's phone. I think his manager obviously went over it and said, "Oh, we'll take this guy." So I think Timbo is right on a lot of that assessment. I'm glad Chris didn't take it. It would have been a really fun fight, but Jack is staying up is really good. I think Chris is good as well, but the guy needs to rest. The guy just keeps fighting it. Just take a day off, right? And if he would have won, it doesn't really do much for you at fucking. This guy's 170 pounder. You're not going back to 70 at 36, right? But yeah, go ahead, Christian. Sorry, I was a long way.
This guy's 5. He's listed at 5'7", and if it's anything like my old basketball listing, that means he's like 5'4". So I think he's fought at 155 also.
Yeah, so, he's a 55er. He's blown up. That's why he could take this fight because 170 won't be.
Yeah, no one all those 185ers. He's like, oh, you can get the 55er in the LFA instead of the 85ers in the UFC.
Let me clear something up. Chris said he had a fight book, didn't he? Chris said that after Bo Nickel's opponent fell out. Chris said, guys, I've been told by the UFC they want to keep me and Fluffy on the books. So, because he woke up to a bunch of messages like, dude, don't take the Bo Nickel fight. Don't take the Bo Nickel fight. So that was what his tweet was responding to that. And we got a day one guy here. What's up, Jeannie? What's up, babe? What's up, babe? Sorry, Christian, keep interrupting you. Go ahead, bud.
That's all right. I just saw, I can't see who said it. Somebody, okay, 96 RS. Yeah, just learned today Jack Delameto's real name is Giacomo. That is pretty cool.
Isn't that Giacomo?
He said spelled Giacomo, or it said Giacomo.
Are you sure you're not Italian? Even though you said you're Irish, so I think it's Giacomo, bro. Well, I have no idea, Christian. I can't pronounce anything.
But still sweet. Anyways, it's still sweet.
No, there was.
I don't want to waste too much time. I just have on the notes easy round 1 knockout. Yeah, he's gonna knock him out in round 1 like he does everybody else. This is the worst fighter he's fought since the 2 guys that beat him. Yeah, give me. I'm just gonna bet round 1 knockout. I haven't even looked at the line, but now that we got Trin back on the line, I can tell. I can tell state of my bets now that Trin's back in the chat.
96, 97. I'm gonna go ahead and against BP and pronunciations.
Yeah,
hard fade. That's probably a good thing, but because I can't pronounce shit. Were you looking knockout price? Is that what you're looking up?
Yeah, or just anything to get. Fight ends round 1 minus 210, and then Jack Della Madalena by TKO minus 300. It's probably close to even money.
What? I got a quick take here. What is round 2 finish for Jackie D?
I'm using FightOdds.io because the best fight odds was so shitty today.
I'll look it up. I got a computer in front of me. I'll look it up.
I mean, I'm on a computer, but these
are you though?
Stink. Yeah.
It's not a Mac. Is it a real computer? Jack Della Madalena to win by knockout in round 2 plus 500. Add it to my card. I think Josiah is going to be a little bit wrestle heavy, blow his wad out in the first round, get touched to the body, and I think second round Jack's going to take him out. That's my hypotenuse. That's what I'm trying to sell to you guys because it's plus 500. I obviously have no fucking idea, but that's what I'm taking. Add it to my card. Timbo, while Christian's off grabbing a beer or dildo or whatever he's doing, go ahead and hammer this one out, bud.
I'm taking Jack by KO.
Jack.
Probably just about finish and maybe put in a parlay, but I mean the line is almost unplayable, like Christian had said. But
yeah,
I'll definitely sprinkle that round 2. I love the analysis there as far as just being wrestle heavy, you know, and Jack understanding that and not getting too close and not letting him, you know, grab onto him. And even if he does, that helps. Again, he's just going to blow us out in round 1, and it'll be easy pickings for Jack in round 2. So yeah, I like that. But yeah, pick is Jack here. No question.
Yeah. Trinidad has got a nice little bet here. 2 picks. Jack Della Madalena versus Josiah Harrow. Jack Della Madalena money line 3-way under 2 total. Under. I was numbers. Like, what are these numbers? Under 299.5 total seconds equal minus 110. So Trinidad's Patrick Friend round 1 KO. Skynet Jack's KO sub DQ minus 500 good parlay piece. We're all in the same agreement here. Josiah, what I watched tape on him, and I even watched one of his amateur fights. He's undefeated from his amateur days, at least what's on his record. You know, he could have fought. Ohio has a lot of weird. If he's going to Pennsylvania, there's Indian burial grounds. They're not going to show up on records or whatever. You know, Indian reservations. But he's pretty sturdy, right? He's a thick kid. And I think the cardio is going to play him here. But Jack can't just keep knocking everyone out, even if this guy's trash in round 1. So I like the round 2 play. I'm convincing myself, you know what I mean? But this is the fucking show, right? Josiah Harrell's in the fucking show. So he could just go out there and lay an egg and get fucking knocked out round one. We're all in agreement there. I think I kind of knew we all were going to be in agreement early on. It's the main card. This fight, the main card on, is what's really interesting to me. So next up, feature prelim, Bob Lawler, Robbie Lawler, plus 220. Final fight, so he says. I feel like he's going to pop up in bare knuckle. Unfortunately, he's going to get a payday somewhere, but final UFC fight is what he's saying. His fight with Roy McDonald's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame like right now. I believe it's live. So that's cool. Against Nico Price, minus 240. Timbo, I want your thoughts on this because I think this line is absolutely wide. Rob Lawler's now plus 200. I had him at plus 225. So line's coming down a little bit. Over 2.5, plus 150. Under 2.5, minus 185. Never been a huge fan of Nico Price. Obviously a fan of Lawler. He's 41. He's looked like shit his last time out against Barberina. Timbo, what you feeling here, champ? What you feeling, champ?
Neither are that good. Nico has had some flash knockouts that were impressive, but aside from that, he's been beaten by everybody he should be beaten by, and he's had some bad losses. Anytime a fighter, and this is very cliche, but anytime a fighter talks about retiring and then going to fight, it's not a good look. Love Robbie Lawler, absolute legend of the game, but I got to bet against him here. And not that I'm huge on Nico Price, I'm just not comfortable with him already retiring and knowing that he's done. I hope, but I don't know what happens. Taking Nico here.
Taking Nico. I don't know why Tatum calling Nico Price a goofball made me laugh, but you don't hear goofball a lot. You know, I'm gonna start using that. That's pretty funny. Trindaddy's got one something. I'll get to you, Christian. Nico's reaction to the tie. Well, Cowboys, my favorite moment in his entire career. He was so fucking pumped. Very true. Nico Price also has like 10 kids. I think it's 6 actually, but that guy stays fucking. Fight to end by decision plus 200. That's not a bad. I mean, Robbie Lawler's not knocked anybody out in a while. I mean, can you even say knocked out Nick Diaz? I mean, that wasn't Nick Diaz. I don't care what you say. That wasn't fucking Nick Diaz. Christian, what do you like in this fight? This is probably one of the fights that is split. It's on the Anakin Florian parlay, which we have not won yet this year. So we're looking to win that, but you got to have a certain number for DraftKings to accept it. And we added Robbie Lawler because Ken Flo and I were both on the same side. So what do you think about this fight?
God, I hope you're not on the Robbie Lawler side. That dude is 41. It moves like he's 51. He is so slow now. This dude is so slow.
You're so mean, bro.
He does have a little bit of. Oh my God, you guys! I can't. No wonder that parlay's never won. Yeah, power is all he has left. I mean, whatever he did, that Nick Diaz fight, that's the only win he has. Let's see. I don't know how far back you have to go, but I guess he could have come back against Ben Askren if they didn't stop it. But that was in the 2016 probably.
I mean, he really beat Ben Askren. I mean, he had Ben Askren knocked out a couple.
Yeah, that was a good. I liked Ben Askren back.
But even that's not saying much.
No,
yeah,
it's really not.
I mean, it's crazy. He was fighting Colby Covington recently too, because this guy is washed. He is washed. Unfortunately, he might be able to do something bare knuckle. His cardio stinks now. He completely gassed out against Brian Barberena. That was embarrassing. His volume is low now. And look, Nico Price is no star. This is a guy that had a draw with like worst Donald Cerrone. Look, I don't like Nico Price, and I guess you see why. I see why people would pick Robbie Lawler because I mean maybe he can knock him out, but he's kind of a quitter now. I mean, yeah, just give me Nico Price. This fight I like, but I also hate. I can't really figure it out. But yeah, give me Nico Price.
That's a good way to put it. I don't know how to put my finger on this fight either. But you know what? I've been around for a while. You know, I got Robbie Lawler. He's on that poster right there. I got to go Bob Lawler. Last fight in the UFC, this guy knocked out Nick Diaz back in the day at UFC 40-something, which is incredible. Or no, excuse me, Nick Diaz knocked him out, excuse me, which was an incredible fight. I mean, his Strikeforce days, his Super Brawl in Hawaii days. This guy's an absolute legend. Is he the same fighter? No. The last thing to go on a fighter is power. Nico Price was winning the fight with Phil Rowe, got knocked out. He's been knocked out before. He's been dropped before. Robbie Lawler hasn't a knockout in a while. He got 447 strikes landed on him against Brian Barberena, and just completely he didn't really get knocked out. He just more quit and collapsed or whatever. Seems to be in good shape. And I think Nico's going to come wrestling a little bit, which obviously has plagued Robbie in the past. I just like Robbie here to go out on top. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I'm going to play it. I get accused all the time of betting with my heart and this and that, which is 100% true. I admit it all the time. I'm biased. I want Robbie to win. So I'm going to try to will him to win by placing a little bit bet on plus 200, no parlay, maybe even sprinkle in Robbie Lawler by knockout or something. But yeah, it's a weird fight because I don't love Nico Price, and I'm not willing to pay the price on Nico Price at minus 240. I think that's absurd considering Robbie Lawler is Robbie Lawler. Thank you, Timbo. My wordplay finally got a clap, man. Golly. Let's see what the chat saying. Yeah, Trinidad says, you know what? Robbie is watching on his phone, the Hall of Fame introduction, dude. Go easy. 100% go easy, bro. Lawler still has a decent chin. Still does have a pretty decent chin. Tatum Temple, seriously. Oh, hold on. Seriously, has there ever been 3 minus one of your close favorites in the same card? What are these lines? Yeah, the lines are wide. You got to find your spot. Trent says, God, I'm all over the place with this chat here. I think Bob has a shot here, depending on the closing line. I might play him. Are they on to us? Yeah, I think, Vegas is definitely getting sharper. There's guys out there who've been playing MMA odds and making money off gambling forever who go on podcasts and go, when I would start doing this back in like UFC 100 days or whatever, they didn't know how to set lines. I'd fucking robbing them blind. Now they're getting smart people in there and setting these lines appropriately. I mean, the lines are absolutely wide. But I'm on Robbie. You guys are on Nico. Taking a dog shot here. I don't know if that's my first dog or not. Probably. I don't have many. All right, here we go. My main event, baby. Bo Nickel. Bo knows. Bo knows. Not going to lie to you, boys. I try to buy a Bo Nickel Scrap Life shirt and get it here for the podcast. And again, I'm going to be honest with you. They're just not good shirts. They're not good shirts. I can't wear it. I want to support my guy. He's got some dope wrestling shoes, but what the fuck do I need wrestling shoes for? Anyway, Bo Nickel minus 2,400, 2,800 now. That's right. He blew up. Here we go. Tatum's got it. Minus 2,800, the biggest favorite in UFC ever versus Val Woodburn, plus 1,300, over 1.5, plus 320, over 1.5, minus 425. Let me get this out of the way. Timbo was shaking his head when I first started doing this, but people wonder what kind of gambler I am, right? People assume I'm a professional gambler because I'm on the Anakin Florian. I'm not, right? I'm not a professional gambler. I've never admitted to. No, I'm never going to be a professional gambler. I can't take the pressure, right? I'll professionally put my face on camera and make an ass out of myself. But slime ball candidate number 2 there. Oh, no.
Hey, did you go 5 units on Bo Nickel and Anakin Florian?
So I did, yeah. But that was when he was
I'm gonna listen tomorrow.
He was reasonably priced at 1,500. And I wanted to take 5 units on Robert Whittaker. But Kenny got to pick first, and Kenny put on because we picked we picked Bo before Whittaker. I withheld on Bo. Kenny put 5 units on Whittaker because he got to go first, and that was my play. So then I had to retroactively go, you know what, add me to Bo. But that was when still Bo was fighting.
Who cares? 15,000. It's even more of a.
Some guy tweeted at me or Instagram. He's like, "You really put $500 to win $20 on Bo Nickel? Is that how you gamble?" Yeah, bro. That's free $20, bro. You know what I mean? That's half a tank of gas. You know what I mean? No, listen, I think Bo cruises here. I've watched a lot on Val Woodburn. He is a smaller grappler, powerful guy. Not the most technique, doesn't have a ton of power. People say he has power. Not really. He knocked out a few bums. Other than that, he's going to decision. Cardio pretty good, but again, he's taking this on short notice. This is a foot to get in your door and go, you know what? I got 1 round to throw these fucking hands. If I knock Bo Nickel out, my life changes. But reality is Bo's going to take him down pretty quickly, take it back, get on top, submission. Bo Nickel by submission is the play for me. I want to see Bo work his hands because I've heard good things, believe it or not. He's a tricky southpaw. This isn't the fight to do that. This is a fight to get this fight to the ground, submit him. You're the biggest biggest favorite ever in the UFC. You go out there and you fucking prove it. I'm going to go to Timbo because he shakes his head. Both you guys are not allowed betting Bo Nickel. That is a rule of the podcast. You guys know that. So I have you marked down for about Woodburn, which is going to be a hell of a return for you boys. But go ahead and break this fight down, Timbo.
Not much to break down. He's fucking fighting a trash can. I like over half a round at minus 175. Like, damn, my man can survive 3 minutes, right? Like, Jesus Christ.
My wife says the same thing, right? You can survive 3 minutes. I'll try. I can't promise.
But yeah, I mean, give me Bo. But I'm hoping for fucking something crazy to happen, even for him to like just get wobbled.
Sure.
Not even necessarily lose, but let's just see some adversity. And
sure.
Let's just not see him do what he did to Jamie. What's his name?
Jamie Pickett. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to see that again.
Yeah.
Even though he kicked him in the nuts, something weird happened in that fight, but it wasn't really adversity.
Eat him in the nuts.
So
yeah.
Give me Bo here.
I like that. That's why I like Michael Morales, who fought last week. Even though he dominated all his fights in UFC, there were times where he got buzzed a little bit. He's 24 years old, a high prospect. He had moments where it wasn't smooth sailing, and then he came back and won by knockout. So I was really high on this kid. He fought a tough Max Griffin, right? And I agree. I don't know if this is a fight if we're going to see that. If I'm being honest with you, maybe. But yeah, I want to see, because Bo's never been hit. Can he take a shot? Who knows? Christian, what do you got? What do you think? Tell me what you got.
I don't think we're going to find out if he can take a shot here. I know that Tim and I just consistently and constantly trash Bo Nickel and how he's going to get his ass beat, but
we'll continue to.
Yep. Yeah, won't stop. So I think what I'm going to do is same game parlay this. I'm going to go under 1.5 round one takedowns. Oh, and this is on DraftKings Sportsbook, in case you're listening. Under 1.5 round one takedowns, over 60 seconds, and under 1.5 round one knockdowns.
Timbo and I just flew at the same time because our boy is a little buzz right now. I like that parlay, Christian. I was listening. That's a great parlay. I hit Bo every which way last time he fought Pickett, and I would have had a banner night. I didn't same game parlay it. I just did 3 separate bets. I would have had a really good night if I would, because I think I bet the under round and a half or something like that.
You went big on that round one sub, I thought.
Yeah, big on the round one sub, which I got. Big on Bo Nickel in a parlay, and then I had over or under half a round, and it just missed. Obviously, he won round one, but just missed. And I'm like, man, that would have been fucking dope. All right, so we're all on Bo.
I forgot. Wait, one more thing though. Another part of my neck tat system is wearing a singlet on your Tapology picture, which Bo Nickel has. So it is a system play.
Okay, man. I mean, can you give the guy a break? I mean, he's still sweating from his last wrestling match. Give the guy a break, Christian. Okay.
I'm saying it's part of my system. That's a good thing.
Okay, good. Part of your system. We got to flush out each of our systems, and I want to get shirts made. Timbo system. Fuck everybody, get blocked on Twitter, whatever. He hasn't been too super aggressive. I think fatherhood has calmed Timbo a little bit. He's got a sweet baby boy, adorable as can be. He's not he's pretty aggressive on our group chats. I'll give him that, because that's the pit bull we want. We want that fucking pit bull. I'm glad this guy's on my side, but his Twitter game used to be ruthless. You calm down a little bit, Timbo?
Calm me down a little bit, man.
More people come at you now than ever used to. Like it used to. I mean, it would be like one dude we target like once a month.
Yeah. Well, I get you guys come at some dude sometimes. Like Timbo will get my back sometimes if some guy said something stupid or whatever, which I love. Tatum Temple already knows Timbo's system. Fuck Dom Reyes. And that's for life. That's 100%. That guy cost my guy a lot of move. And Kieran, you know what?
Yeah, definitely.
Bo's losing. Do we need that in the chat there, Kieran? You son of a gun. An anklet, does Bo get chicks? So Bo's got a chick. I think he's here's the thing, right? I don't want to knock on religion or anything like that. It's a sensitive subject. I believe Bo is very religious. He's married, right? Do you guys think he was a Tim Tebow virgin before he got married, or no? Do you think he's out there slanging dick? What do you think?
Yes.
Hardy's an asshole, but
Someone that we all follow on Twitter, they do those humanizing fighters.
Yeah.
And they ask him a bunch of like questions that are like not really fight related.
Yeah.
And like they were like, "What's your favorite?" And "What's your favorite artist?"
Yeah.
And it was like gospel.
Gospel. Yeah.
So that's a dick.
Yeah. I think Cal Sanderson, who's legendary wrestler coach at Penn State, he's very religious. So I think he only like recruits guys that are religious. So either he keeps it up, but he is from Texas, the tech that can go either way. I don't know. This could be a sensitive subject for some people, but I don't know. I
don't think for our audience.
No, my wife just found out. I told her there's some religious people out there. I don't know what religion it is, but they fuck between sheets. The guy cuts a hole and bangs his wife through a sheet. What religion is that? Is that like deep South Christian or?
No, I know Mormons have to wear special underwear to go to temple. They're called temple garments. And they wear them under their clothes.
Jeez, Pete, what is happening, right? Golly, I'm not religious at all, but I come from a Catholic. I come from a Catholic family. The only thing I know about Catholics is they drink and they fuck. You know what I mean? They got 20 kids. They don't stop. They just. All right, here we go. Next up, we got Dan Hooker plus 215 versus Jalen Turner minus 255. Very interesting fight here, boys. I'm going to go to Christian first here. Two long 155ers. Sorry, that's what they do in prison, BP. They're soaking. I heard of soaking, right? That's what the Mormons do. They just put it in. There's a girl I went to high school with. He was like, "I'm a virgin," but like 10 dudes fucked her in the butt. She's like, "That doesn't count." Well, kind of does. Anyway, Turner minus 285, Hooker plus 240. Christian, take it away. Over 1.5 minus 120, under 1.5 minus 110. Vegas doesn't even know what's going to happen in this fight. Tell me what's going to happen.
Yeah, this was scheduled for what ended up being the Turner Gamrot fight, wasn't it? I don't know if we ever broke it down, but I swear.
Turner Gamrot fought. Gamrot beat Turner.
No, but I thought this was the originally scheduled fight for that fight.
Dan Hooker pulled out and Gamrot stepped up. You were correct. Okay. You are correct. Yeah, sorry.
And this fight is gonna be fun. There's a lot of really fun fights, despite the wide lines. Like I am excited to watch most of them.
Me too.
Let's see. So I guess the issue. How old is Hooker now? Like 33 or something like that.
Yeah, around there.
Yep.
Hanging right outside.
Timbo found his belt just in time. 1990 is when he was born. So do the math, boys.
Yeah. So it's 33. So
there you go.
He gets hit a lot. Like, it's like his fights, like the Poirier one, I like specifically remember. Man, that was a pretty brutal fight. And the guys that are hitting him for the most part are hard hitters, like big hitters. And that, that's going to take, because he's been at the top of the division. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'd probably take a look. What is that? 20 bucks? Yeah.
I mean, he's got a great fucking guillotine. That's it.
Yeah.
1600, 1601.
The thing that Hooker has looked so slow. I know Arnold Allen that was a different weight class, but it really kind of pointed out to me how much he has slowed down. And I don't know if it's just like, just the beating he's taken, just that he is getting just a tad bit older. 155, 33 is far from ancient, but yeah, he's been finished 6 times, which is also a concern. Like, Michael Chandler, when he finished him, that was pretty violent.
Barboza was
Arnold,
his lives.
Yeah, so when he's
those
getting
kicks,
hit,
man,
when he's getting beat, he's getting beaten the fuck up. I like Jalen Turner. I mean, you guys can talk more about the size. Obviously, that's even these guys are long, but Turner is like the longest in the entire division. I think when he hits people too, he has like these big moments. Like it's like, the stupid meme, like with Rogan. It's like, Turner he does that a lot. He had a slow start to his career, but so did Jack Della Maddalena, some early stumbles. He has really looked good the last few years. And that's what I have to look at. I don't take absolutely nothing out of that stupid Claudio Puelles fight. Just laying on its back like it's a jiu-jitsu match. So I think Turner's got him kind of covered everywhere. I think Hooker's past his prime. I think Turner is really in his prime. I am excited for the fight, but yeah, I don't think Dan Hooker has it anymore.
Gotcha. Timbo, you got that shiny belt, bub. You're the champ.
Hooker is worse, like Skynet said. I don't know if he's all the way worse. He's getting there, though.
Tell us who's going to win this fight here, champ.
Dogs are barking. I hate to tell you.
I fucking knew that was coming. I swear to God, I knew it.
Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, respect to Jalen Turner. You know, hey, up and comer. Who's he got to win over? Honestly, who good does he have a win over?
Brad Riddell?
He beat Gamrot. That was just a bad decision.
I'm shaking his head.
He beat Gamrot.
He's mad.
I scored a 4.
Anyways,
I was in the minority.
Bro, he knocked out Jamie Malaki, Christian's guy.
Stop it.
Hey, Brock Weaver. Brock Weaver's a dog fighter. He's a violent guy.
The guy lives in the truck. Yeah.
Fucking
isn't that Ricky Simone's cousin?
Hooker doesn't like to get pressured. Jalen Turner is not the type to pressure you. If he goes like a methodical approach against Hooker, I think Hooker can outstrike him. Hooker has excellent striking and powerful striking. And have we seen Jalen Turner get rocked? No. You know, if this was an even line, I would take Turner, but I think the line here is like so good for Hooker. I mean, he's not washed. He's had a few bad years, and he's going to bounce back on Saturday night, and he's going to win me my belt back again. He's
going to bounce right into Timbo's wallet with all that cash. Listen, I don't disagree with Timbo at all. I'm picking Turner because I do think Turner's a more skilled guy, and I like that Turner left California, went to train with Hazmatis. He's getting different looks now, right? But I agree with Timbo. Value is on Hooker. I think people are sleeping on Hooker. This line is crazy. If I was a better gambler, I probably would take fucking Dan Hooker, but I'm not. I like Jalen Turner here. I think Timbo's right. The strength of schedule's weak, but his kicking game, his length is really good. Dan Hooker is very hittable. I think Dan Hooker might wrestle. He had Craig Jones in his camp because Craig Jones went out and was working with Izzy, working with Dan Hooker, one of the best grapplers in the world. Some people say the number one grappler in the world. And he's working with his wrestling. And I think if he takes Jalen Turner down, which has been a bit of knock on Jalen Turner, look at the Gamrot fight, look at the Matt Frivola fight a while ago, then we got a path to victory for Hooker. Hooker's cardio is questionable. I hate that he went to 145. What are you doing? Like, you're 6'1", dude. You got giant arms. 145 about killed you. I hated that move for him. Glad he's at 55 again. I just see Jalen Turner piecing him up. The only other issue is Jalen Turner's been chinny. He's been knocked out before. So that is very cautious. I'm very excited to see this fight because I'm on the fence. I don't know. I don't know which way I'm going to bet come fight night. But right now, my pick is Jalen Turner. I'm going the safe route. I don't have my dick on the table like Timbo. Let's see some of the chat here. Timbo, Turner owns Aussies. He's fought a lot of Aussies and has won. Dan Hooker's New Zealand, though. So does that count, Skynet? You tell me. Timbo here, I guess nobody needs assassin this week. Timbo cut it close. He was on time, but it was like 5:59 when he got in. So he maybe strangled somebody right before he got in. The guy is all business. Is Riddell better or different than Hooker? Turner handled him. I think he's a better striker, but he's also like 5'5", right? So there's the height thing there. I thought Hooker looked so good his last fight. I have a hard time not betting him. It turned out he's a sharp guy.
Anthony was fighting a guy that just laid on his back.
30-27 over Turner Gamron. Anthony Horn tells you to go fuck yourself, Christian. Sorry, bro.
You hit the horn.
Turner runs City Kickboxing. The whole gym is his bitch. Golly. But the stand-up that Turner showed should be more enough to finish Hooker, Tatum Temple. I'm not ready to count Hooker out yet. I like it, Timbo. All over that. Turner has beat 3+ Aussies already. Again, he's from New Zealand. New Zealand is Australia, same place. Whites on sands. They don't pull. Golly, Skynet. Jeez, oh, peace, brother. Breeze, oh, peace. I do hear a lot of Aussies want New Zealand part of Aussie. They want it like an Australian island or whatever, but New Zealand's obviously pushing for the sovereignty. I don't blame them. All right, next up, Robert Whittaker, who was born in New Zealand but raps Aussie, -400. versus Dresses du Plessis, DDP, plus 300. I'll go first because I've already picked this fight. I've already kind of updated lines here from Tatum. Whittaker plus 410, or minus 410, excuse me. Duplessis plus 310. I think Duplessis stinks. There's a follower I follow on Twitter, and he follows me as well. I think Tom, don't know his handle. Really big Dresses Duplessis fan. Big supporter, which I love, right? Because I feel like this guy has no fans. And I like when a guy support, everyone can be a Connor fan. Everyone can be these big. This guy rocks with DDP, and you know what I mean? Who the fuck likes this guy? But, I don't think he's that good, right? I don't care that he got his nose cleaned out and he can breathe now, and he can only breathe 8% or whatever. Whittaker is an incredible fighter. Whittaker is the best middleweight, not named Izzy. And Whittaker looks completely shredded, in shape. He's going to beat Duplessis everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a late third round finish. Maybe something I'll play. Duplessis is very tough, but he does fade. He bails out with his shitty grappling when he gets outstruck. I mean, Darren Till was piecing him up on feet, took him down and beat the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? Darren Till is washed, and that's my guy. And he's beat nobody. Yeah, you can go out there and look good against Marcus Perez and Brad Tavares and Wash Darren Till and a Derek Brunson who's 1 foot out the door. We got Bobby Knuckles in this motherfucker. So this would be my 5-unit play. This is also slime ball candidate. Very, very confident on Robbie Whittaker. Bobby Knuckles, I think, gets it done. Wouldn't be surprised by a finish. I wouldn't mind a DDP win because then you got the whole he'll turn around and fight Izzy. They don't like each other. I want to be the first African champ. Christian, don't say that joke or you get yelled at again. But there's some beef over there. So I would like to see some new blood for Izzy because running Whittaker a third time, because if Whittaker wins, it's Strickland. Right? Whittaker's not getting a third fight until he fights someone else. Strickland will get the shot in Sydney over Whittaker, in my opinion. But eventually Whittaker and Izzy will fight a third time. But give me Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker here. He's big at minus 410. I understand that. But to me, you got to put the fucking house on it. You got to put the fucking house on it. So, Timbo, how do you see this fight, babe?
I see Bob Nux dominating but not finishing. So I'm taking
okay.
Bobby Knuckles here to win by decision at plus 215.
Nice.
Dricus is tough, man. Like, hate him. I think.
Why is this 5 rounds, by the way? Or is it 3 rounds?
It's 3 rounds, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 5. I just looked at Tapology. Okay.
3. There's 3 of them.
3. Okay.
3.
Sorry about that.
Sure. Yeah, so Dricus is tough, but he's not good. Bobby Knuckles knows if he gets a win here, he's likely getting another title shot. I think he's going to play it safe. May take him down, beat him up a little bit, but I don't think he's going to take any big risks. So, yeah, Whittaker here, decision, plus 215. I love it.
I like it. Get the plus money while you can on Bobby Nusk. I think it's great. Kieran, he's in there saying DDP, shock the world, the real one, the real African champ. Strongly disagree, but I love his commitment. I love that he thinks that's going to happen. Dricus don't have that Victoria Chan, Bobby Beck. Oh, ooh. All right, Timbo just went elegantly, broke it down. Christian, what do you got here, Ben?
Yeah, I don't know what this Dricus doesn't have fans is because I like him, but you like, crisp technical fighters. Like I like Don Fry, Takayama style fighters. Just, Trevor Peak. That's my beautiful fight. So there are people that enjoy the Dricus Duplessis style. So people like me that like wild, sloppy fights. Yes, there's one. And also white people in places they don't belong are also big Dricus Duplessis fans. This guy's going to get me in trouble again.
I know. Or fuck.
So, yeah, you guys broke it down perfectly, though. Robert Whittaker is just so crisp. He's going to be better everywhere. He's a great wrestler. I don't even necessarily love or always bet on people who have the better technique, but this does remind me so much of the kind of that Trevor Peak fight. We're going to have a guy that's just so wild, it's going to cost him because when somebody's just, and not that even that Chepe guy was so much technically better, but he compared to Trevor Peak he was, and I think you're going to see a lot of that here. Dricus Duplessis chasing him around, missing a lot, and I think that's going to gas him. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Whittaker finish him, but I even at minus 400, as long as you got a 3-banger, then you could get to some plus money or at least decent minus money with Whittaker in there. So just like you guys, I like him. I that was smart to max bet him on
Yeah, Kenny fucking stole that from me. I mean, I could have done the same thing, right? We just both would have, but it's like, why? I mean, that's not,
you put 15,000 on your boy Bo, like you should have last time, and then you'll make up that difference. It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy money, huh? Listen, Christian, I have a challenge for you because in a DDP, Drekkers Du Plessis breakdown, you brought up Trevor Peek about 6 times. So from here on out for the rest of the year, I need you to drop Trevor Peek's name in every podcast we do together at least once, okay? If you don't, you owe me $100. You got to somehow slide him in there. Always mention Trevor Peek even when he's not fighting.
When's the last time I missed a Sling Blade reference? I don't ever miss.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. This is the challenge. I know. That's why I only said it $100. I know you'll do it. I mean, I'm not trying to lose money here, but I know you'll do it. But yeah, Trevor Peek got mentioned more than Du Plessis and more than Whittaker in that breakdown. I love you for it. All right, co-main event.
He's the best fighter out there.
Co-main event, Brandon Moreno -180 versus Alexander Pantoja +160. Very excited for this fight. A lot of people don't like the 125ers, right? This, a lot. I understand, the heavyweights always headline. I mean, the main event's going to be bananas, but I actually really like this fight. Moreno's climbed a little bit. Moreno's on -200, Pantoja +170, over 3.5 -175, under 3.5 +140. Let's kick it to Timbo, the champ, breaking down this title fight. What do you got? We got new or what, babe?
We've got new, man. He's already 2-0 against him, and you're giving me him at dog money. I like Moreno. I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's heaven sent by any means. I don't really like his shtick. I don't like how he's like Mr. Nice Guy, and I don't know. I just can't. I don't really care for him personally. And then, Davison Figueiredo was like on his way out the door. He was kind of a one-trick pony. Like, yeah, he had a lot of power, but was he that great? Looking back at it now, again, Pantoja's already beaten him once for real. He beat him on the Ultimate Fighter again. It's kind of maybe Pereira Izzy 3. Where he's just got his number, and maybe Moreno might get him the next time, but I like Pantoja here, man. +170. I like the over. Definitely like the over more so than anything. Over 3.5 -175. But I like Pantoja here, man. I think there's some really good value on him. He's proven, he's legit in this division as well. It's a coin flip fight, so why not take the +170?
Yeah. I like that. Listen, this was a tough fight for me to pick. I ultimately went Moreno. Good to stick with Moreno, but I agree with you. There's some things in MMA, being an MMA nerd like I am, there's some guys you just can't get over that hump, right? Like Whittaker, maybe never be easy. Might be 0-3 versus Izzy. Max can't get past Volkanovski. Dennis Holman had Matt Hughes' number, right? In boxing, Manny Pacquiao had Marquez's number until the very end. There's just sometimes these guys have it. The first fight, I'd say you take that out. Brandon Moreno was like 22 years old, wasn't ready for a guy like Pantoja. Close fight, Pantoja finished him. The second fight is a fight that I watched a lot. And Moreno is so much more comfortable standing up now that he just got outstruck by Pantoja. I think on the ground, Pantoja is really good off when he gets a back. Wrestling good, his stand-up's really good as well. But I think Moreno's made more leaps in the stand-up to get better to match Pantoja, and I like his aggressiveness. I like his confidence. That's why I'm picking Moreno. I like the over 3.5 as well. I don't think there's going to be a finish here. If there is a finish, it's probably going to be by Pantoja, if we're being honest with you. Rear naked choke is fucking sexy on Pantoja. A lot of people in the chat said Moreno's been training for the same guy for 2 years. Now he gets a new guy. That might be a bad recipe. And then, again, you just get these guys sometimes that just have other guys' number, right? But I got to bring it up because I don't know who this guy is, but if you watch the Embedded, Pantoja was walking on the strip, and this guy's like, "Oh, hey, do you guys train? I train, man. Do you train?" And Pantoja's like, "Yeah, you barely speak English." He's like, "Keep training, brother. Keep training." He's like, "Yeah, I see the American Top Team shirt. You guys train?" "Yeah, I'm an amateur, man. That's cool, man. That's cool. You guys train." Like, this dude's fighting for a world title. I know Pantoja isn't the biggest star in the world, but hey, bro, how about you shut the fuck up and you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like that just infuriated me. Probably because I have a little PTSD. Quick story time. When I was training back in the day, Vision MMA. We all went to local fights. We all wore red shirts. And at this point in my life, I was probably like 250 and my muscles were popping. I was filling the shirt out pretty well. I was in pretty good shape. Show up at the fights with my girlfriend. I got a baby face, so I look very young. Guy looks at me. I'm in skinny jeans and like those checkered Vans with this red shirt on. And the guy looks at me, this big tatted up dude. He looks at me and goes, "You train?" And I played it cool. I'm like, "Yeah, I train. Yeah, I fucking train." And he goes, "With Vision?" That was the gym because I had the shirt on. I was like, yeah, with Vision, man. I'm being like Mr. Cool. And he goes, "Okay." He just stares at me, like sizes me up, like this fucking guy trains. So I know how it feels, Pantoja. Okay. I think about that guy way too fucking often. Okay. He'll be tattooed his fucking head off his shoulders, cocksucker. All right. So I got Moreno. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, Timbo, I loved your breakdown. That was beautiful. Just so sharp, so detailed, just really hammered all the right points. Brian, terrible. F grade. So
F grade. He says F grade.
Pantoja definitely is going to win this. I mean, like you said, he's already done it twice. There's some concerns that just he does fight in a little more wild style. And, I do worry about the cardio because Moreno's cardio is elite. Also, I do hate his shtick too. That stupid pinata thing and his high-pitched voice and his girlfriend or wife snaggletooth. That fucking thing drives me crazy.
Yo,
too.
she's pretty hot though.
Yeah, not with that snaggletooth.
For a guy that collects Legos. Listen, I saw Brandon Moreno. He walked right by me in Vegas. My daughter's bigger than him. Like he is tiny. Right. And he's got a pretty decent check for being a Lego collecting tiny little man. Just saying.
Yeah.
Like he could be a horse jockey. I swear to God, he's that small.
Yeah, he looks that small. Obviously he has gotten much better. I wish we got to see him fight some other people. It's like he's fought his last two opponents 7 times. And it's like, I'm so sick of it. The UFC will do anything to keep the belt in this guy's hands. So it's like, if he loses this, they'll be like, "Oh, one of them was amateur and this fight was close." And then we're going to have to watch this. What is this? Quadrilogy.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Or knock him out. But so, yeah, I'm going to look at Pantoja here. I hope he gets on him early. You know, the way his grappling control, like the way he can kind of keep people where he wants them is elite. I've never seen anything grappling wise that's that impressive from Brandon Moreno. So I'm going to take the better grappler here. The cardio and like the speed of Moreno does have me a bit concerned, but at plus 175 for a guy that is dominantly 2-0 against another guy, 1 second round finish and then 30-26. It's like, I'm going to take that guy. They're only 3 years apart. That's a lot in a 125, but yeah, I'm with you on here. Let's ride.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I think you guys broke that down perfectly. I mean, there's so much value on Pantoja with the history. I agree. Brandon Moreno, I mean, he choked out Devison. He's got good jiu-jitsu, but it's not on Pantoja's level. He's really good at scrambling, though. He is creating scrambles and getting to his feet. I feel like this is going to play on the feet, and I really want to know if Pantoja's got 5-round cardio because Brandon can push for 5 rounds. The guy's confidence is through the roof right now. His chin's pretty good, and he's going to be throwing. Their second fight, he didn't throw anything. He was just like – he landed 3 takedowns on Pantoja, but that was about it. He's a different fighter now, so this will be interesting. All right, main event. I love this fight. Alexander Volkanovski, minus 380 versus Yair Rodriguez, plus 290. It just doesn't get better than this after Yair dominated Emmett. Volkanovski coming off a loss. A lot of people thought he won, but again, an up a weight class where he looked phenomenal. Updated lines, Volkanovski, minus 375, Yair, plus 285, over 4.5. Plus 100, under 4.5, minus 130. So a lot of people like the under here. I'm gonna let the champ end because he's the fucking champ. So Christian, go ahead and give us first. And new or and still, babe?
I'll just disagree with one part of your lead-in, which was beautiful. A- grade. I would say that.
Why are you saying grade? Whatever. You're making me laugh tonight. Go ahead. What did you do? What do you disagree with me? There's nothing to disagree with me about. I nailed it.
The best that it could be, honestly, I think Topuria Volkanovski would be just.
Wow, that's Regency. Get out of here. That's Regency bias, bro. Feed me this.
And did you call a hypothesis a hypotenuse earlier when I was getting up to go away?
I don't fucking know. Probably. What is? Well, hold on. What? Yeah, I did. 100%. I did. I did. Okay. Right. Fuck it. Right. Okay.
I like
I'm gonna fucking hypotenuse your face when I see it. Let's go.
That'll be 2-5 then. Yeah, this fight is awesome though. Obviously, I mean Volkanovski. I didn't score that Islam fight for him. I scored it for Islam, but I walked away thinking that Volkanovski is the best pound for pound fighter in the world because he held his own against the guy that is maybe number 2, who is much bigger. Like, you know, it's a weight class up, and he kept that thing close, and he had opportunities to win it. He looked amazing in every single facet of the game.
Yeah.
And Yair, since he's come back, has looked really good. Even in that loss to Max Holloway, he had some great moments. He's just a great, dangerous fighter. I don't know if the Emmett one ages so well after, you know, the 10 rounds of just, you know, absolute destruction.
Beating each other. Yeah.
Robert Whittaker, somebody asked him about, like, he looked like a Skyrim character of like Emmett. Because Robert Whittaker.
Emmett's got a weird face. Yeah. He's got a weird. Every time he fights, my wife's like, "Oh, like, look at this guy," and she hates his tattoos and shit. I'm like, "Take it easy, okay? Take it easy."
Emmett's wife is really hot though, so he's like Moreno. He's doing all right, I guess.
I don't know if I've ever seen his wife.
She's really good looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, Volkanovski's so difficult to hurt, and Yair is gonna have to beat him. He's really gonna have to hurt him, like get on top. It's gonna have to be a sequence like that because I just don't see any way he can do it. Volkanovski's like forward pressure. The way he could take down Islam and hold him down, and the way he's been able to do that to everybody, the way he destroyed Max. I mean, Max was putting Yair on his back. Volkanovski can do everything, and he's going to be able to do that pretty easily, is my read on the fight. Yeah, I'm such a chalk boy on this card. But you've seen these fighters so much, you know how good they are. You know what to expect. You know what they can do, and you know what you're getting with Volkanovski. And I just don't see, other than Yair getting, you know, some weird like a head kick, is he almost just like stunning him out of nowhere with the weird head kick is the only option I see for him. So yeah, give me Volkanovski. This guy is, I mean, he is so elite, so much better than everybody. I'm fine parlaying him at -370. He'll be a cornerstone, you know, like the dog or pass style ones where I have him parlay with a lot of people and you can just hedge out at the end. So yep, love him in this fight. Love him in every fight though, so that's not a surprise. And I'll just keep betting him until the wheels fall off.
There you go. Yeah, good breakdown. Listen, I really dove into a lot of Volkanovski's fights because I was trying to find an angle to bet Yair because the number's great. Yair's look good. He's finding his own. He took some time off, and every time he takes time off, he comes back better. He's fast as fuck. My big knock on Yair a while ago was his hands weren't that great. His hands are good now. His kicks are amazing. Biggest knock, again, is he does get taken down quite a bit. Volkanovski coming off a training camp where he mainly did grappling and showed up against probably the best grappler, one of the best grapplers in the UFC, and he did very well. I mean, there was that round he got his back taken, but he did very well. Islam was taking guys down and murdering them. Undersized Volkanovski did well, so I think he's going to learn to that. Good footwork, good volume. He out-volumed Max Holloway, who out-volumed Yair, but Yair hit Max with some heavy shots, turned Max into a wrestler, got taken down 3 times. He also got taken down by Emmett. He also got taken down by Ortega. Volkanovski to take him out. Submission defense, great. He worked with Craig Jones this entire camp. Again, I mentioned him earlier. Great jiu-jitsu coach, Craig Jones, and competitor. I like Volkanovski here as well. I try to find an angle to bet Yair because the number just gets me fucking rocked, right? Gets me rocked hard because I'm like, Yair, so fast. Volkanovski got dropped. Fully got dropped once by Islam, and they got taken to a knee another time, and Islam's not known for striking, but that's a guy who probably didn't spar a lot in that camp, then mainly grappling, thought I can dominate on the feet. He's definitely sparring for this camp. I will say Volkanovski's a very smart fighter, and I think he might be saying this to maybe get in people's heads or whatever. He did say, Yair, he does all this spinning stuff, and I have a knack to fight guys where I can do things better than them. Let's not throw some spinning shit, Volkanovski, because Yair's going to fucking kick your head off your shoulders. I like Volkanovski here and still running with Topuria in the fall, even though Volkanovski seems kind of lukewarm on that, but I think that's the only option at this point. I don't want to see Max again, so give me Topuria in the fall or winter. Timbo, the champ, end the show. Well, we got locks coming up, but end the show with your breakdown here.
And still.
Oh, he's been dogging it tonight. I thought he was taking dogs there.
Nah, Nah, I think Skynet just fucking broke it down beautifully. Yair wildly overrated. I wouldn't say wildly, but I think he is overrated. Was losing a zombie, beat old ass Stevens, lost to Max. Ortega's arm fell off, and then he stinks.
Ortega's arm fell off.
Yeah, those are true. And I'm not saying he's overrated, but I think this line is right. I like him. I like Volk to win via decision at plus 140. I think there's
Nice.
good value. Just take like over 3.5 and maybe get like minus 200 for a parlay piece.
Decision's a good play.
Yair's tough. Yeah, Yair's tough, but Volk's just way better. Way better. He'll just have to avoid the crazy spinning shit. And when he does take him down, which he will probably several times, just watch your neck.
Yeah. And if Ortega couldn't get him out of the triangle, which is literally his nickname's T-City, and that's Yair's really good move is triangle. That's how he got Emma out of there. That's what he was trying to throw on Ortega until Ortega's arm fell off. But I think Volkanovski's got him here. A lot of people I was very impressed with the Yair fight, Yair Emmett, right? But you rewatch that fight, Emmett just doesn't move. He moves forward and just throws bombs. You look at Volkanovski, his footwork is really good. He brought in some really good long strikers for this camp. Again, I think the grappling could be the X factor here. I like Yair a lot. I just don't know if he's going to get past Volkanovski. With that being said, I see it being a fire fight. I do see Volkanovski giving Yair some chances, and there could be some shit moments in this fight. I think it's a banger main event. I can't wait. That's it. That's
We froze?
quiet. Huh?
Yeah, he froze.
My bad, we froze.
Oh. Oh
Ruh-roh.
no. Okay, it's good. It's good. It's good.
I wasn't frozen. Are we good?
I think we're good.
Oh no, tech.
We almost made it.
Froze. Ooh, we almost made it. That's not. Listen, I had full. I could see you guys and hear you guys. That was a YouTube issue, boys. That was a YouTube issue. That wasn't on me. So we're all good. Chat, we're good, boys. You can see me and hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to get the slime ball slid in there because it's embarrassing. I can't believe I'm giving this out, and I want to do it before we get the lock. So the slime ball is real quick: Robert Whittaker, Bo Nickel, and Vitor Petrino minus 116. Okay, that was a slime ball. So I put a minus 2,800 in the slime ball. Robert Whittaker minus 410, and fucking Vitor Petrino, who was minus 225. Minus 116, not even a plus fucking number slime ball. I'm embarrassed, but I need a dub, and that's a fucking dub, baby. All right. I gave the green ham out earlier. Let's go locks. Timbo, you are the champ. You can pick any lock you want. Remind the people at home you get a mortal lock. That is your must bet. You get a dog lock. Obviously, that's self-explanatory. Underdog, and you get send them home, which I get this asked quite a bit. It's a guy you think or girl that you think is going to finish the fight no matter. You don't have to predict how they finish it, but they will finish the fight.
Just get the Anik clip back. It makes then you can just.
When I see Anik, we're hanging out in Nashville. I'm gonna actually get him to record it on my phone. Okay, we got him. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. All right, Timbo. Any lock you want, bub? Go ahead.
Dog lock. Give me Pantoja.
Oh, fuck you.
That's the only dog I have on the entire card. That's the only dog I have.
And new.
And new.
I gotta. All
right, so
Timbo.
Hang on, we've never been in this situation before where we've only taken one.
I'll just change a pick.
No, you don't have to do that. I'll go dog right now, and then while I'm doing that, maybe look for a prop bet that you like. That's a dog. Okay.
That's.
You don't have to change your pick.
No, it's okay. I will. Just because we'll plan for it next time. But I knew when I only had one dog, that's the only thing I couldn't have was the champ taking that.
You know what? Instead of I don't want you switching picks. I don't like that. So how about you? I'll let you and Timbo double up on dogs. You can take Pantoja too, because homeboy ain't winning. Brandon Moreno getting it done, right? So you can take Timbo's dog as well. Okay.
All right.
All right. Because I don't want you switching picks. You can either get a prop dog or you and Timbo both can get that dog right there. I mean, listen, it's probably going to come down to you and Timbo anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. We'll see how your mortal locks and everything play out. All right, my dog lock. I don't have fucking many dogs either, goddammit. You think Bo Nickel will count as a dog? No, it's gotta be Bob Lawler, bub. It's the only one I got. I got Robbie Lawler. I don't love it. This fucking Nat.
So wait, you only had one dog also in the entire card?
Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
Timbo's got a plethora of dogs, right? But
I'm glad that you and I came out with a chalk heavy card. That makes me feel like, because I'm like, what? Like, I didn't expect it until I went back.
Well, dude, my parlay isn't even fucking dog money. You know what I mean? That's embarrassing, but you know, it is a slime ball. I'm a scummy fuck.
You know what? I'm gonna take Shannon Ross.
You can't. After all you said about him, I'm not letting you. You got Pantoja, bro. And if you want to look at a prop, we can update the props via social media. But right now, you got Pantoja.
No, nobody cares what I think anyway. So,
Christian, let's go. What do you want? Mortal lock, send him home, whatever you want, bub.
I'm gonna actually. I have a mortal lock that nobody else is gonna pick, so I'm gonna take Bo Nickel as my send him home.
You fuck sucker. Let me tell you something. If you could virtually slap someone in the face and the dick at the same time, you just fucking did it, bro. Okay,
that's A+ grade on that pick.
A+ grade. I will go send them home next, and we'll go next. I'm gonna go. Hang on. Wait. Tyra. I gotta bet him somehow. Tyra. I like him by submission. Tyra. Just shoot Tyra. This fucking Nat. I'm gonna kill it. Go over here. All right, Timbo, send him home, bub. Timbo, you hear me? Yeah. Send him home, bub.
Yeah. Did Christian take Bo or Jack?
He took Bo as a send him home.
I'll give me Jack.
So you can take Jack. There you go. Timbo, I got to ask you this question. Me and my buddies were talking about this. Anybody that has a kid, right? Did you know you did a reveal, right? So you knew you were having a boy. So every person that I know that has a kid, whether they know or don't know, and they're talking about baby names, at least once, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, at least once while you and your lady are talking about it, for a boy, the name Jack comes up. Is that true?
Yeah, his middle name is Jack.
There you go. Right.
His middle name is Jack.
It's a great fucking name. My uncle was Jack, and I was like, man, if we have a boy, I really can't name him Jack, but technically his name's John. And but yeah, everybody always has that conversation. Like, Jack's pretty fucking dope, though. Yeah, that's a great thing. Okay, yeah.
Awesome
so
name.
That hypotenuse is correct. All right, Mortal Lock. I get to go here. Mortal Lock. You know what? I mean, I've kind of backed myself into the corner at this point. I've talked about him so much. I'm going to go Vitor Petrino. I like kind of taking a moral because it was either him or Volkanovski, but I'm going to go Vitor, get some early points. An unproven guy is usually the guy I like to stick my flag to, and Christian go, I told you he stinks. What are you doing, that unproven?
No, I like Petrino.
Timbo, Mortal Lock, babe.
Bobby Nux.
Bobby Nux. That's a good one. That was obviously who I was going to take as well, but that's a good one. That's definitely going to win. All right, Christian, here's your Mortal Lock, bub.
I'm going I am a chalk boy because I picked 13 favorites, but my Mortal Lock, I'm going to go to, I think the best bet on the card is, and that's Esteban Rivovic.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, Trent is on a roll right now.
I haven't even looked at the chat. Is he killing it?
I think Rivovic, I think he absolutely smokes him. I'm going to be off to 2 points early in the night because
you have a bird hat on. Of course, you carry you pick. Yeah, that's true. Christian. You kill chalky bastards 100%. Feed the chalk. Okay. Yeah. But what about Trin? If you have twins, one boy and a girl, you can name them Trin and Trin. Twin Trin could be a thing. I actually think he's got one of the coolest fucking names ever. His name's Trin Wolf. I mean,
Yeah,
my name's Brian with an I, right?
There's a lot of good, a lot of the listeners. There's like some cool names out there.
Some cool names. Like I like the name Christian. Tim was my dad's name. That's my middle name. But like I'm Brian. I asked my mom, I was like, did you ever think about throwing it with a Y? Because I always thought that was cooler growing up. She's like, no, that's dumb. I'm like, great. Now I'm the fucking loser, Brian with a 9. Great. All right, boys. Always fun. An hour 43. Had a lot to talk about. Cards insane. Group chat going to be on point come Saturday night. Cannot wait. Thank you for everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. Tatum with the lines. Trin, thank you for breaking every speed record to get here. You boys are awesome. Follow us all on Twitter. I will tweet us, or you can go to my Twitter right now. I tweeted out our names. All right, boys. I'm going to go kill this gnat now. All right. I'll see you.